Hello there. Welcome to ARTV for February 3rd, 2018. We're going to be continuing with Pillars of Eternity right in a second. First things off, I did switch up the microphone settings a bit, so there might be a subtle difference between this and the previous broadcast. Shouldn't be anything too jarring, but then again, if anything comes to mind, you ought to say it while there's still time. Now then, let's get into this jelly. I've been itching to play it over the past few days, but there's always been work around. There we are, sitting entertainment. There we are. Yep, no new news, but there is still the option to pre-order the second Pillars of Eternity game. Let's continue off from last time, where we were talking to a tree lady. And also, we are 3 out of 5 parts way through the Matthew Mercer entire party total conversion thingy, which is actually the main quest of the game, but nobody ever tells you that. I heard that there are probably just 2 of them, but then at some point you're supposed to get one of those NPC adventures from the tavern. We'll see about that. Huh? I'm not really sure how those NPC... They're not even NPCs, they're predetermined character things. I want to see that now. Alright. Train character from first level. Using the inn. Pardon me? No.
How do you do?
I'd like to hire some help. So yeah, for a specified amount, you would be able to hire an NPC of some sort. That's 130 gold. That's retraining. Party management. Alright, there you go. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole tavern companion thing for a while. So, journal. What do we have to do now? Bring Edda to speak with Merwold. After telling Edda that I was headed to Cad Nua to see its lord, an old watcher named Merwold. He expressed that there was things he'd like to ask Merwold as well. So that it is. We need to travel to Cad Nua. There's that over there. So we're going to be passing through some treacherous terrain. Alright. Save a bit and let's go on. can you do specifically? Defender. The fighter adopts a more conservative combat strategy, concentrating on locking down enemies and straying too close. Fight increases hit. Oh, his or her number of engagement targets to 3 at the expense of deflection.
Hey. Yes. Let's have it out!
Come on then. There we are. Pick his corpse. Now we have some of those herbs I've been collecting for a bit. There's a man here. Fulmar. Oh, hello there. Begging your pardon, but you gave me a good fright. I thought I heard something rustling through the bush. Suppose that was just you. Silly of me. Don't suppose you happen to need some supplies? I thought I'd make my way over to Madhammer's Bridge. But I'm starting to think I'd be better off heading back to town and getting a few more folks together. Better safe than sorry, right? Say, did you hear something? Alright. No. Crucible of the Soul, the Watcher unravels the vital essence of his or her enemies, gaining endurance in the process. Oh, that's new, is it not? We're gonna use you to give him a good knock on the head. Yeah, let's not use that now.
What is it? Watch. Let's.
I should send that guy over to there. I've been knocked down.
That's it.
Another
As you
wolf
wish.
pelt.
As you wish.
Okay. By every star in the sky, thank you. I've never seen those beasts so bold before. Strange times we're in. Here, take these. I'm headed back to Gilded Vale for certain. And you can make... and you can make better use of them. 3 potions of minor endurance. Alright then. We've got some healing on our hands now. Ooh. Alright, it's time for a spell, isn't it? We have fire.
How may I help?
Actually, no, give him the burning hand.
There you are.
Perhaps this wasn't the best idea.
Damn it! We gotta take better care of our.
Yeah, this wasn't great. Okay, second wind. Please. didn't choose anything offensive. So we might as well choose this guy and this guy.
What? Attack!
Yeah, I can't really see anything. That's also a big problem. Let's just load. Does this weird order? Yeah, okay. So we got to be a bit more tactical. A little less bold, a little more tactical.
Yes.
Okay. You can do a second wind. You ought to go over here and try. Then throw magic missiles at the guy. You should really do second wind, and you should really heal him.
Attack!
Okay. Next turn you're doing that.
Hey. Attack! Lava. Lava, be on seat. That's it.
Shit, I forgot about you.
Yes.
Maybe you're killed. I know. Shit.
Yes.
Come on, kick him a bit.
That's it.
Yeah, he died a bit.
Blood. Damn it.
Where are you?
What is it?
You can do it.
Kill them all!
Jesus fucking Christ.
No prisoners!
Yeah, that's unpleasant. Maybe I'd rather not. At least not now. We'll probably return at some point and
What is it?
kill those guys. We should just follow the road. Why am I doing anything else? Shrine of McGann. Or McGran.
Saw you in the flames.
Squatting at the base of the statue is an incredibly ugly man with bulging red cheeks, racked by pox scars and scraggy beard. He is sweating as if he has a fever. His breathing is measured and steady, like a slow push of a blacksmith's bellows, but that comparison feels strange and unwelcome. The next comparison, probably sparked by his grin, is that of a bear trap. And then out of nowhere, there is a hint of alchemical fire that fades almost as soon as you identify the smell.
Come to pray at the statue?
The question mark is barely there. As the man makes the statement, the statue takes on a reddish cast, as if one is holding a torch to it, then slowly blossoms into waving flames. The man doesn't turn as the statue blossoms into fire.
The others are welcome, but it's best if just you and I trade words, and your shadows stay quiet. Hands off their weapons, both arcane and steel. It's only you I want to trade words with anyway. I swear before the whore that is Margaret, no harm will come to you in her shadow, if that's enough of a promise for you. If not...
Focus your gaze on the staff. The staff looks thick, stout, and blackened ash once burned by a terrible fire. Beneath the ash, the lines in the wood bear shapes and patterns. There's a certainty the staff was once something far more dangerous, but not now. Study the man. The sudden weaving flame from the statue of Magran cast more light on his features. The man's robes are dirty, stained with grease and other marks of the road. The hem of his robes, including the sleeves, are burned at the edges, as if he walked a great distance across a fire, then reached into the flames with his hands to pull something out. I didn't catch your name, or why you want to speak with me.
I didn't give it. You probably find names as useless as I do. The names that litter this world like debris are hard enough to wrap around the tongue. And what do they matter? It's what's beneath the skin and the letters I care about. What burns within. It's more important to me you're a watcher than whatever culture or accent decorates your letters like awkward crowns. Take pride in your actions, not where you hail from. Or how your name rolls off whatever liar's tongue coats it now. If you need a title to hang on me to match your own, Watcher, then call me Durance. And as you observe souls, I test them.
How did you know I was a watcher? He shakes his head and his hand curls tightly on his staff. I can see the question bubbling up. Let's burn them away one by one.
I am a missionary. I walk this diseased nation with its heathen, its people so careless with the spirits of others and their own, watchers among them. Yes, I know you for what you are, and your name doesn't interest me. Names are for honest folk, and you are a crack that shines light from another place. We're meant to travel together, you and I. Saw you in the flames. Not your face, But that soul of yours, all tightened up like a huntsman's knot.
You saw my soul in the flames.
There's things we can teach each other if you're in need of answers to your mantle of questions. I don't force my words on anyone other than you. I don't care who walks with you or what their mewling problems and politics are. There's enough howling in the world without me stoking that fire. I won't take from your provisions, don't need much on the road. I can carry my weight, which is considerable. Many will stand against you. They probably already have, from what I can see. Left their marks, it seems. Like a trail, worming its way behind you.
What kind of marks?
Disease? Spirit wind? Both could have touched you, yet here you stand. As for disease, not all of us were close to water when the pox hit, but it's no longer a passenger in my flesh. It left its marks as well. But like flames, the pox doesn't strike twice, nor is it catching.
If your stone mistress there allows it, then come on.
Her? Don't fear her jealousy. Let us see what the road holds, Watcher.
Okay,
What is
we've
it?
got another party member, I suppose.
As you wish.
Ooh. He's a priest, apparently. Shows a portion of the caster's divine strength, restoring something different. Oh, well.
Aye?
Well?
Where are you? You're here. Alright.
Aye? Aye?
What else? Portions of our strength? No? Come on. Give him some healing, if you may. What did you do? Great. Okay, divine mark.
What? them all!
Come on. Kill the cunt. Yeah, you carry them.
As you wish.
Those are the same walls we had trouble with a bit ago. Alright. Taking care of those. That's the way up north. There's some structure over there. Will of the Wisp.
Hey.
Yes.
Spirit residue. Faint ethereal wisps of soul energy made manifest.
As you wish.
A scepter. I got lockpick. Fine, I suppose. Let's see what awaits us within. The lockpick. There's a crate over there. More camping supplies. Can we camp here? Choose a camping bench. Alright. A bit of rest. Not to take that.
What is it?
Nothing else of interest. Might as well go outside. Let's go back onto the main road. Which appears to vanish actually. And maybe just reappear somewhere else. We actually don't want to go there, we want to go to the east. Ooh. That one. Holy power. Still damped. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Attack!
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'll take a bit more punishment, but other than that, let's...
Beyond sea.
Attack! Attack!
What other spells do you have? Healing endurance.
Love. No prison!
Okay, we've done those. The area of effect internal fears? No. Hold commands. A single enemy to hold, causing them to receive on movements. Increase the accuracy damage of allies in the area. He's got a severe burn. Ludrana's Grimoire. That can be useful to you. You find a new grimoire often contains spells that your wizard may not know. For small costs, you can learn these spells from the description panel. You may also fill additional grimoires with different spells. Place them in your wizard's quick item slot to switch them, but be careful, switching grimoires will temporarily lock wizards into spellcasting for several seconds. Dara's orders. Get a wand for you. Great sword for you, perhaps. Yeah, might give all of you a bit of a helmet.
Well?
Actually, you know what? Let's put those there. Okay. Got... No, not that. Okay,
As
quick
you
save.
wish.
Aye?
As you wish.
Let's see what we can do. You need a helmet, I suppose. You better off with that one. You need a helmet, though. There. You've got an additional wand / rod. What's this do anyway? Don't know those, eh? Oh well. Necrotic Lance. There we are. Anyway. Do you need weapons? You've got an average of 0.5, 15 to 22. I believe you do, but that's a two-handed sword. You might not want that. Yeah, everything they've got equipped is quite a bit stronger than all the other things. Ludrana's orders. It seems I have no choice but to provide you with instruction. Reddick's forces are spreading thin. The road through the west side of Gilded Vale lies unguarded. Given these favourable circumstances, I'm sure that even you can manage to handle a peasant ought to. The archers tell me that Kolsk's men made south after their escape. If you should happen to retrieve one of their number, I'd be convinced to forgive your previous mistakes. For the last time, you ought to keep clear of Defiance Bay. Know that I cannot be trusted to acquire a useful specimen with even a modicum of discretion. I have no qualms whatsoever about using what materials I have at my disposal instead. Oh. I don't know who that is, but I suppose we'll find out. He didn't send them specifically after us, he sent them after anyone in general. So that might prove interesting. We need to go in that direction. To the Black Meadow. That doesn't sound good at all. Alright. Let's have a quick save. You've got -2 dexterity and -8 damage reduction. You poor sod. Just passing through. What is that? A forest troll? Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, watch it with that.
Okay, lower his thing. And also...
Love.
What is it?
How did you pass that? Come on. What is that? Troll skin. Alright then. We just need to continue down the road. And not really mind the rest. That's a dead dragon, mate. Filled my scatter crawling between the beast's teeth. You've got people being tortured. It's quite unpleasant, isn't it? Kaid Nua. Take 18 hours. I believe we've got those. Ranger's animal companions get directly selected through their icon overlaid on top of their ranger. We don't have a ranger, so I wouldn't know. Into the keep. Kana. Just off the side of the path into Kaidnu stands an imposing figure, a tall, thick-set Aumua, clad in worn armour and peering up at the outer walls of the keep. His hand is a small piece of charcoal, and it works furiously at taking notes upon a small scrap of paper. More than once he has to reach up to prevent his colourful cap from falling off his head as he gazes upwards. That mouldy brickwork must be fascinating. The man looks over at you, blinking in surprise. His face splits into a wide and very toothy grin, and he waves the parchment in greeting.
Well, not the wall itself, perhaps. The construction is very traditional. There are names scratched upon some of the bricks, just there. Workers and masons, I expect, carving a little immortality for themselves. It's a fine keep, Cad Noir. 2 centuries to its name, and abandoned for nearly as long. The truly interesting part is in there, and I haven't had much luck in reaching the keep itself. I hoped to find the master of this place, a man by the name of Meerwald, but it seems that he either holds his privacy most dear, or else has been devoured by his house guests.
Why haven't you gone inside? Well, it's just that there are a great many dangerous creatures between the keep and I. I did make an attempt, of course, and I was chased away by dark spirits. What do you want from Meerwald?
Or, to be less clever about it, a certain text. I've come in search of a great treasure, you see. Not gold or silver, but the Tanvi Oratoa. You might call it the Book of Virtues. It's a sacred text of Rauatai, but we possess only a small fragment of it.
A year I've journeyed in search of the rest. I've found evidence suggesting that the original lies there, beneath the keep. I want to ask Meerwald if he knows of it. And you, my friend, why, you're here. I too wish to speak to Meerwald. Surely, then perhaps we can help one another. The grounds are infested with all manners of beasts. I've never seen the like. I don't want to risk it alone, but you seem capable. Together I'm sure we can manage it, and then we can both ask our questions of Meerwald. Let's go meet Meerwald then.
Lead on, my friend, and I will be at your heels. Ah, wait. Speaking of that, I ought to warn you first. Wondrous teeth, I nearly forgot. I have, at times, been followed. It began in Adir, and in Exometal they attacked outright. I believe they do not wish for me to find what I am looking for. Believe, but I have been told as much by one of my would-be assassins. I pay them little mind. Humorless sorts in long robes. But it's why I bought the sword, you see. And it's only fair that you should know.
You seem very calm about this.
It's not as if I'm going to turn around and go home at their urging. If their previous efforts are anything to go by, we have very little to worry about.
Okay, it appears we now have a party, and this guy has a phrase.
Following your lead.
He's a bard, I see. This is great, isn't it? I do not know nothing about anything. Edit chance. Dr. Kana. Who's that? Arquebus. He's got 2 swords, or perhaps that's 1 sword?
What is it?
I wouldn't know. Diet cap.
Looks like this place has been abandoned for years.
Alright. Shadow.
Brave Dalfila.
Where are you?
Following your...
I fear we've lost the... That's it!
Okay, let's give us a healing hand.
Well?
Well, the wisp. We do need to be careful though. Doesn't appear as if we're particularly welcome here. Great lengths of rope and a few flint chips are scattered across this workbench.
Well?
The bard is an interesting addition to our party.
Brave thou Rile-playing.
Okay. You ought to do that.
Yes.
Then want you to perhaps click on the phantom.
Faru beyond seek.
If the bones still slept under the hill, none can say. Alright, I can summon skeletons now. This is wonderful, isn't it?
You're not getting through. How may I help?
Well?
Let's save and quickly give it a rest. Since we have the supplies. Right. It should be even easier in the daytime, right? To Grimoire. Don't know any spells of a higher level, right? Fine.
What?
And you appear to know quite a lot. It's weird, priest spells.
Well?
Have an abundant access to them. The side of this pillar is in the hundreds of walls and ridges, even under a layer of grime and moss, the Adra gleams. Well, I really want a magic missile, yeah?
Lava beyond.
There we are.
As you
Is that is a... Does it not? Or maybe it just looks like it. It's a whole abandoned village in the middle of this. I'm sorry I'm not very talkative today, it's been a long day. I don't really have a lot of energy left. Heaps.
Brave thou Rile-playing.
Oh, hello. Three phrases.
What is it?
Yes?
Okay, it appears we can't do anything about that, so let's summon some skeletons and hope for the best. I hope this confuses them.
Hey. Attack!
What is this? Arcane Assault unleashes a bolt of magical energy from the Grim Island and inflicts raw damage.
Yes, just like an adherent to...
Following your lead.
They're one fewer now. What is it?
Okay. That was an attempt. Here's the manor itself.
Braved out the lot.
Did we kill it? Perhaps not.
What is
I
it?
did not. Just teleported us around, I believe.
Leave our village! We've done nothing to you! You can't do this!
Spectral smoke churns all around you. At first you see nothing except the haze, but gradually you make out the wizened, hunched shape of an old elven man. His face and bone-thin arms are smeared with paint. Can't do this. He shakes his head, spitting the words at you. Listen.
This is our village, our home! The Nine Claws have lived here almost 50 generations. We were here long before your kind brought war to our lands. You can't just burn it all! Have mercy, soldier! Our warriors have all gone! You can't burn us all because of them!
Flames overtake the vision as you back away. They were burned, supposedly. What is that? Small flame blight. Jesus fucking Christ.
Braved out the lead.
Okay. Now that we can do this, I'd much rather we try and
This isn't working.
primal flame. This bright little flame leaps and sparks with magical energy.
Braved out the lot.
well?
I'm probably not doing this right, but, you know. This traveller has been battered by the elements. To again race handle only produces a heavy rattling. There's nothing we can interact with. Where's the map thing I usually looked at? Eastern Barbican. I think we've done a bit. Let's travel over there. See what trouble we can get into. Custom formation. Alright, let's go in. Some of the people you meet and fight in the world are taken prisoner, held in a stronghold. Spooky intensifies. Cobwebs burn the remains of a broken alembic, a cracked mortar, and various shattered bottles and vials on the table. There's bound to be ghosts over here, give 'em. Rats get along with broken stairs. The sour odours of rancid grain and spoiled food permeate the air. Dust and rustled utensils cover the countertop. So is this not a place we can really explore? It's more of a set piece, perhaps. We do know one place we can enter. Alright then. Let's go over to that keep entrance. I think that's the only other place we could actually enter, so we might as well check it out. See what that burn victim was talking about. Always forget you actually need to click on the centre of the thing. It's a particular choice, but what can we do? Addendum added, the old watcher. Yeah, that's a quick save.
That's unusual.
Another shadow.
Great.
Give this guy the buff.
So you are.
Okay, no. Magic missile. That's what we want. I want you to use your blunderbuss on them. I want you to use that weird aura thing I found at some point. Creates a long-lasting circle of healing. Alright, and you, my friend, will be giving that to us. Okay, give him a heal. And you... Where's that? There's a mine spreading nearby and is therefore increasing willing concentration. Okay, let's fear them. As well as, no, don't do that, do that.
What?
Get off one!
Cause, yeah, don't.
Yes.
What?
Don't fight them off, but really, Jesus fucking Christ.
Should I about now?
Mow it.
Come on. We can do this. We've done this before.
Get up!
He's dead.
Yes.
That is not good. Okay. Fine, yeah, that's fine. I really don't know what to fucking do. I suppose I just need to, get into fucking...
Well?
Clearly of a deer and make.
Yeah. Okay. You give him that. You give him that. He enables that. And goes for that.
So you are.
You begin to fire this. You also fire this. As your friend does.
What? Mow it.
You give him a heal. You're building your verses. That means I can use... Where's that one? Yeah, there we go. Damn it. Okay, so... what else can we do?
I don't suppose.
Shit, I've made a mistake. No. Do that. And then you will do... Come on. Come on.
No prisoners!
Jesus fucking Christ.
What is it?
Alright, you definitely need a rest. No. Camping is not allowed in this area. Alright, well, we'll just take a rest outside. Yeah. Rest. We've got all of that. Let's go back in.
As you wish.
Steward, as you come to the end of the great hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne, wrought out of marble, its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of woman is carved above the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollow eyes. As you approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate, as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving, permeating the fortress through stone and air.
Another watcher in Cadnua, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
You know what I am?
One could hardly mistake it. You're burning like a candle. Of course, I also know what to look for. In any case, I assume you're here looking for Maywald?
Are you imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins, one of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul. Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place.
Any idea where I can find Maywald?
I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Tell me more about him.
He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been, so he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we'd made. In most places, it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me.
Oh well.
Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
Well, thank you for opening that. You really shouldn't have. That was weird. I suppose it just activated a trap somewhere. Right, that's how CRPGs work. There's an empty chest. Well, it's a trap. Admiral Akbar would be proud of me. Okay. Can get behind that. I'll read that later.
Mine. Aye?
Following your lead.
Then we can give him this buff. Oh no, it just does it for everyone. Alright.
Be on seat!
You get a heal. And you need to find your way to do that. Okay, that's unpleasant. Suppress affliction. No. Something that buffs them.
How may I help?
Curses! Yes.
Aye?
Yes.
Okay. Suppose I'll be fine.
Yes.
Mephisto's now its old colonial borders are suddenly called New Dunred. It's marked to the place of present-day Defiance Bay.
And what does the flame reveal?
Yeah, I might use this mode more often. Because it seems like the general problem is that we are fighting pretty hard enemies. Excuse me. Is this? Whispers of Yenwood. There's an enchantment. One-handed unique sword. Enchant. There we are. No, I suppose we will equip it over there. Yeah. That doesn't look very enchantable to me. Yeah. Don't have any of those. Might as well be careful.
What is it?
Nice and quiet.
Alright. There's really nothing of value. Something's made his nest of straw and mattress. Cobwebs, anything holding this raggedy old mess together. Yeah, nothing of interest. So might as well go down. What's this? Brown pots of mice fit between the boards.
What is it?
Yeah. Come on.
What is it?
There we are. Let's be careful, right?
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
As you draw near, the apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back. She tugs at a loose thread on her apron. There's a distant, hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. A frail smile descends like a veil over her face. She turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering with and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye. What are you talking about?
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
Remind me what happened to my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
I see. How was one of the people the Glanfathans killed? That's what I said. Her voice is low and hoarse, and Anna's frozen over the basket. Something dark and empty clouds over her eyes.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Yes.
No. Alright then. You've got a party.
As you wish.
One of those. Every spider.
You wish.
Shit. I've got almost no spells.
I'm stuck over here.
I don't want to know what's going to happen right there. But I guess we could start attacking, right?
How may I help?
Who is this? Creates a thunderous explosion that stuns and shoves enemies in the area of effect.
Poison!
I feel. Oh.
Attack!
Hey, you're not.
Here's a Yes.
That was an impressive fight,
Hey.
I may say so myself.
Of course.
What is that? Spider venom sac. I think we're going to be able to make 2 more damage enchantments. Or not.
Bring them down!
Not to alarm you.
Let's end this! Your tale ends here!
There we are. I'm going to be careful though. What is that? Frostbite.
As you wish. No prick!
New orders, Lieutenant. Ready your squad.
A spectral man, arrayed in armor and an officer's cloak, studies a single sheet of paper. You can see straight through it to the ducal and Idar insignias on his breastplate. He seems to read over the page several times before looking up at you. When he does, his expression is unreadable.
There's been a change of plans. Take your squad and march south all the way to the bow in the river. Bring a wagon team and a dozen barrels of pitch.
His voice falters and he shakes his head. The hand holding the paper drops to his side. That, by the way, is the voice of Liam O'Brien. Tell me about the orders.
The instructions come from Admet Hadred himself, which means they might as well have come from the Duke. We're to burn those hut dwellers out. Set fire to the deerwood so they've nowhere to retreat. Cut them down when they come out. Or let them blaze if they won't.
A ghostly sigh forms a mist in front of his lips.
It'll make this even shorter than the broken stone war, all right. And we can only hope it'll discourage future conflicts. I know this is personal for you. It is for many of us. But understand, we're doing this to end this war, not to continue the last one. Remember that we're flushing out the enemy, not burning villages for sport. Bareth will have his work cut out for him tonight.
Alright. Yep, no secrets. Alright then.
Hey,
Can I enchant your stuff? We need Pilgrim's Crown and more coin. Alright.
Well,
We did give him an enchantment, which is fine. Though I don't really know necessarily how good that one is. I suppose that 15% more damage is good in any situation, especially for this sort of more tanky DPS type of character.
as you wish. We'll take those farmers by surprise. Almost time. Di and Heather scouted the village last night. They're rounding up the rest of the party now.
What party?
Don't worry. Everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Rio had to go along with it after you'd gotten the rest of the clan riled up. No one wants it said that the Nine Claws were too cowardly to stand with the rest of the tribe when the foreigners desecrated our ruins.
Rio? The ragged stripes of paint on his face twist as he laughs. You may not like them, but they're still our elders, for now. A dead grey tooth peers from between his lips. That was clever. Drawing the support of the community first. By the time we approached the Rio, they had no choice but to support us. There's no doubt you'll join their ranks one day, so long as no farmer's pitchfork fells you tonight.
The tribes need more leaders like you. Women who value deeds over words.
He reaches toward your cheek, but stops midway, his played fingers quivering as a tremor of doubt runs through.
You were right. We were too soft when the foreigners first came, and now they humiliate us. We'll be soft no more, and the invaders will learn to leave us alone once and for all. That's settled.
No. Keep away from us. Leave us!
A large, liver-spotted man, barrel-chested and paunchy, cowers in the far corner of the room. His white hair is tangled, stringy mess. He covers his face and chest with trembling hands, unable to look in your direction.
maybe we should come back later?
Are you Meerwald? He looks up over his hand, the muscles around his eyes twitching, begins whispering to himself in sharp hisses as though having an argument. All at once he stops shaking. A sudden calmness falls over him. His head tilts forward slightly, and he looks you dead in the eye like a cornered animal about to pounce. His voice turns suddenly raspy.
Mayor Wald isn't here, and he isn't fooled. He has sent for no callers. Be gone, deceiving spirit!
And no spirit? Do I look like any spirits you've ever seen?
Mayor Wald will speak with you, but you will maintain your distance, or you'll have me to answer to.
The old man turns his body away as another muttered, sputtering argument facing the wall. When he turns back towards you, he has taken a confident stance, and his chest is puffed out like a soldier's. A new strength enters his voice.
Come to speak to Mayor Wald? Mayor Wald, whose touch is poison? Mayor Wald, who knows not his effect?
The man's posture falls. The hands he'd held strongly at his sides a moment ago resume their original tremors. His voice is feeble and tentative. I was told I was a watcher, that you could tell me more about it. And about a tablet of some worth after that. Want you to have finished, of course.
A window. Window to the ether, where spirits dwell. Peer and reach into it. Speak and listen through it. A watcher sees souls, reads them, knows their pasts, souls of the living, souls of the dead, an empath, and the souls see them back. Used it to help beings in both realms, did I. What the gods wanted of me, thought I. The gods put me in the world for vengeance, and I obliged. It was the gods' wishes that we protect those lands. My way was the only way to remove the foreigners. Little I knew.
I was accosting my spirits on my way here. What do they want?
No! No! Forgive me! Forgive me!
He covers his mouth with his hand, his breath convulsing, his eyes red and exhausted. You seem to have lost your mind.
Lost? No. Found more of it. Too much. Too much to bear. An awakening.
Allah's eyes narrow as he looks at the old man. How could a simple awakening have driven you to this? You mean you remember your past lives?
Something reminds. Memories stirred. Memories before birth. Other bodies. Other times. Memory, personality, identity, any might resurface. Or all.
And I seem to be having a conversation with several of them right now.
Ghosts of the mind. Meyerwald has lost control. Meyerwald's body no more.
The spirits I passed, what are they?
Spirits and not spirits. Always whispering to Meyerwald, reminding him of his mistakes. No sleep. Watchers see memories before them, form them from the essence of their own souls. Once Meyerwald awakened, he could not make them leave. Gave them more form, not less.
So the spirits are memories from previous lives.
Troubled memories, angry memories, pulling Meyerwald back, reminding him his mistakes. Marauder and soldier, soldier and marauder, how could they know?
How do you tell a spirit from a memory?
Fragmented are memories, stuck in time, mindless, cruel, never far.
Why do these past lives still trouble you?
My fault. All my fault. Soldier and marauder, soldier and marauder and Meyerwald. No forgiveness for what's past. No undoing what's done. No sleep. No sleep for the watcher. War there was all around. War of stone, war of tree.
War of tree? Oh, of course. The Broken Stone War. The War of Black Trees. That was in an early period of Iadrian colonization, fighting between the Darwood colonists and the native Glenfathians, you see. But that was a long time ago.
Death we brought to the settler men. We, the 9 claws. Claws of 9. Worse what we did to the women. For love of the gods. The gods' love. for their love.
I met one of your memory spirits. There was talk of raiding a village. Merwald's voice becomes raspy, and he is somewhere else in place and time, speaking to someone unseen.
Hold her down. Head her. Give this Hattie a bitch an heir that belongs in Air Glodfath.
Merwald cringes himself again, watching something he can't bear to see. Shaking his head over and over, he wails. His soul is marked by flame, and those marks will never heal. Estral has broken him, but better than that than live in weakness. Trouble things happen in war. You think that what you've done is your own penance.
The boy, the baby boy, the boy, conceived in the raid, conceived by force, vessel for Marauder, slain in the raid, Marauder and the boy, Marauder and soldier.
A baby conceived by the raider. What do you mean it was a vessel for him?
For the soul. Marauder's soul. Same soul. One soul. Boy's soul. Marauder's soul. Raised in lies and vengeance. Raised to soldier. Raised for the fire. Born for the fire.
Then that was his mother I met at the keep. She told him his father was killed by the raiders.
You'll get no pity from me. The crimes of the Nine Claws clan in the last war are still unavenged. But the gods are just. They have led me here. In my father's name, every one of you will burn.
He looks off to his side, as if someone else is standing nearby. Durant smirks, burning his own, and why not? They had been wicked and earned their punishment. He is weak of mind and soul. To see him cower before the flame, that should give you the measure of him. Merwald's shoulders slump. He rocks back and forth, agitated. He mutters to himself, oblivious to your presence.
Soldier and marauder, lies and vengeance, and dead villages. All dead. All dead. What for? What for?
Whatever the reason, I don't think we are meant to know.
How little we know.
I've seen apparitions like these elsewhere since I became a watcher.
Oh, no, 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 no. You too. You too.
All at once, in spite of his abject misery, his expression changes to one of utmost sympathy. Poor man. Poor man.
They will take you too.
What an inevitable madness. That can't be right. Kana folds his arms. There's always an answer to be found, if you look hard enough. You're just saying I'll end up like you.
So fragile, the Watcher's mind. So real, his memories. Once awakened, how can he sleep?
He pouts, as though holding his mouth closed so that the answer wouldn't escape. At length, he nods. If I am awakened to a past life, how would that have happened?
You were reminded of it. Strong memories, lingering lives, they dwell near the surface, waiting to be remembered, waiting to take your mind for their own. Meyerwald sat at his hearth and watched his fire, watched the wood burn. Then came the memory of another fire and burning wood and screams.
His face trembles involuntarily. There must be some way to make these memories go away.
No. Always there, always remembered. Can't forget, can't unsee.
I don't just remember. Someone caused this. They wore masks and spoke of books and keys and a queen. There was a man there. He seemed familiar to me.
Keys of lead, books of burden, queens that were. Known to me are they, the leaden key.
The leaden key. Seems we share an enemy, Artile. Assassins and watchers wake us both. They certainly keep busy. What can you tell me about this leaden key?
Secrets, secrets, and deceptions, and schemes. Who knows their answers? Not they. Not they. Crossed them before. Hatred of watchers, hatred and fear. Much we see. Threat to secrets.
Who is this queen they pray to?
Woodica, goddess, crown shattered and body burned. Binder of oaths and grudge holder. Bearer of justice, but whose?
If the leaden key caused my awakening, could they undo it?
Many secrets do they keep. Unawakened? Mayhap. Who else if not they?
Merwald's bushy white eyebrows edge upward. He begins muttering to himself. Just as you are ready to repeat your question, he speaks. Do you know where I might find the leaden key?
City of Defiance. Never far from the Queen.
Need to go so I can search for this man from the leaden key.
Sleep well. Sleep well.
Merwald nods at you, a look of understanding on his face.
Hold! I know your will die. Your actions were seen. You would sooner betray us to the Adir land thieves than take orders from me.
Before you turn to exit, he tilts his head forward. His eyes lock with yours, cold and dangerous. His voice, gravelly. Take it easy. I'm not going to betray anyone.
Your betrayal is for nothing. Your warnings are lost on these foreigners, and their blood will be Gallowayne's tribute this night. I have asked the elders for the honor of claiming your head as my first trophy, and they have granted it. Beg for the Seeker God to grant you a quick death.
Alright. Fine. I guess, this is how we're gonna do it, right? Got nothing to do but cast these things and hopefully fire at that.
Worth.
All his spells and still couldn't handle the fight.
Worth.
No prisoners! Put that got out of the line.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Before today.
You're not getting through me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Parathis! You're not getting through.
That is quite unpleasant. Oh. Alright. Fine.
Parathis!
What's our most recent one? That one, I suppose. I hope we didn't have to make that long conversation again, but if I have to, I will. We can actually sleep, I didn't know that. It didn't allow us to do that before.
That's settled.
No. Keep away from...
Maybe we should.
Mayor Wald isn't here.
Mayor Wald will speak.
Come to speak. The window.
The guy.
It was little I knew. Lost. Something. Memory. Ghosts. Spirits. Troubled. My war there was. All. Death we brought. Hold. The boy. For the soul. You'll get no soldier and marauder. Lies and vengeance. And dead village. How little we know. Fragment. Oh no. They. So fragile. The what you were reminded. Mayor Wald said. No. Oh, keys of.
Okay.
Secrets. Woodica. Many. City of sleep well. Hold. I know your will die. You're betrayed.
Alright. I believe we can do this a bit more rationally, to put it lightly. Do that. Okay. Give him those spike things. You're currently attacking a foe. These was defense. It's much higher than accuracy. Okay. Okay, it's difficult to score a hit. Try to raise the attacker's accuracy. Alright, I will.
Worth.
What? Oh, Ixie.
Worth.
Okay, and... Come on, let's get some buffs in.
Worth.
Stand.
Come on, freeze him.
Fight on, my friend.
Curses! Get up, lad! Ah!
Roak 10.
Okay.
Fight on, my friend.
Beyond.
Okay. There we go. There's a change in the air of the keep. What was thick and suffocating feels to you somehow more breathable, as though yielding to the conquering invader. Millward's body lies inert. You can feel his soul lingering there, uncertain. There is something unique about this soul in this place, a bond formed in decades of inhabitants and lordship that feels somehow palpable to you, as though even in death the keep knows its former master, and the former master remembers his keep. It was granted speakers to the restless. In your mind's eye, the bond seems to you as a frayed rope, ghostly and alive, its frayed ends wriggling like tide pool anemones, as you find that if you concentrate on it, you have the ability to manipulate its strands. draw upon the energy of the rope itself, siphoning energy from its connections. I think that we want that, even though it sounds kind of evil. You turn both ends of the rope towards you, bringing them into contact with your essence. As you do, the fibers turn to copper, and through them the energy is conducted into your being. You are travelling downward now, beneath the palace, the place you stand, seeing places dank and cobwebbed and gnawing, like some unintended garden overgrown with flora and overrun with vermin. Below everything, at the very bottom, you glimpse for an instant some being you can't quite make out, presiding over it with brilliant and terrifying power. One image remains in your perception, a circular room with a stone table that resembles the sun, an area guarded by suits of armors that move of their own volition, is deep, not far from the very bottom. There is a door in that room invisible to all but the most visitors of eyes, and beyond it, something shimmering, something powerful. As the image fades, you find yourself in Kainur once more, nailed so as nowhere to be seen.
What is it?
Get a grimoire, my friend. Primal winds and copper.
Yes.
Okay, let's...
A simple test. I can do that.
Of course.
I can do that. I can do that. That's settled.
Stiletto.
Well?
A worn book lies on the table, its pages filled with nonsensical scrolls. The sickly sweet smell of rot rises from the half-eaten fruit. Let's actually, see what things he has in his grimoire. Oh. Would you look at that? A 3rd level spell, Fireball. Don't have enough money. Alright, so I'll keep it right there, just in case. When I have enough money, I'll just transfer the spells. There's no compare feature, right? There is. Alright. No, I think that's alright. It's a repie. So that's if we catch it a bit earlier than battle. I could have eaten some of these and given myself a fair bonus. Alright then. Appears that we are done here, are we not?
You cannot wait that older set? I don't want to discuss it.
I think we might want to do this. Okay, we've got no more camping supplies. We could at some point
Brave thou Elon.
Curses!
yeah. Probably shouldn't do that. Not really. You can't just brute force your way through this game. You have to take it a bit slower. Well, let's eat some of that, I suppose.
Yes.
Let's have it up!
Okay then. Where's that? Speak to Restless.
Hey.
Alright, that's the skeleton now.
Hey.
Is there like a direct heal icon?
That's it!
Yes?
Boy. Listen. Yes. For to come.
Alright.
Of course.
I can do that. That's settled.
We're really spending those resources, aren't we? Well, I can give you that spell now. That would mean that at level 3 you can now cast Fireball. Look at that. No, you don't need that. Surely. You can't use Grimoire. Alright. Settle then. It looks weird, but fine. I know. Fine by me.
I shall.
I don't go unknown. Looter. Really? And you should do that. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, fine. You can't do anything now. So, I have a fiery sword.
What?
Or not. Come on. Get over here.
Rest up, big guy.
Come on. Come on. Alright. This is great. Yeah, you fucking unleashed those spiders, eh? Yeah, you did bloody wonderful. Let's kill those cucks.
Keeping an eye out.
What can I send their way? Okay.
Hey, do you mind?
I just killed him. Straight up.
So much for...
Yeah, no. That's not it. There's no camping supplies. Okay, thanks. Thanks, you're fucking wonderful. We have in the stash. Nothing useful, really.
What is it?
Hey,
How may I help? Hey.
can we...
Aye?
Because you have Fireball, don't you? Oh, but you need to rest to memorize it. No! Fuck.
Yes. Yes. Inside.
This thing isn't doing the job.
As you...
How many of them are? Quite a lot. Fuck.
Nobody kills my people but me! No!
Rest up.
Come on. Kill the wench.
What is it? Black folk! Kill! Bring them down!
You're not.
Come on. We did it! We did it, Reddit!
Well? Of course.
Jesus fucking Christ. That was a good brain teaser, isn't it?
And what does the flame reveal?
Okay, it's not a matter of proximity, it's literally having those. Okay, let's leave, actually. I think leaving is for the best. And then we ought to try and reach civilization where there's an inn.
Aye, you're right. No sense listening to that old bam part.
Damned Virago, not now!
I felt Mayor Wald's passing. You slew him.
Ah, you gave me no choice.
It saddens me to hear it. But part of me is grateful to no longer have to wait and worry in darkness. This place has always known its master, long as it's had one. It has a will all its own, which has little to do with the castle and much to do with the land it's built on. It looks to you as Mayor Wald's successor now, whether you care for it or not. A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. But in the right hands, it could be so much more. If you had only seen it in its day. Will you stay?
I've always wanted my own keep, even if it is a little cursed. You feel the same emanation of warmth and energy in the air. Then it is yours, my lord. Cannot begin to tell you how glad this is, how good it is to know that the keep is in capable hands once again. I suppose I should mention first that if you mean to travel to Defiance Bay for supplies, there has been a complication of the kind. The Eastern Barbican collapsed decades ago, and Meerwald never got around to rebuilding it. The road here is a dead end. He got as far as gathering materials before he became preoccupied. I could make arrangements to have it repaired, if it is your will. When it ceased to be the previous master's will, I became powerless to do anything about it, for what I am but a master's instrument. I wouldn't take time, but far less than finding another route to Defiance Bay. How do I repair the Babrican? Merwald set aside materials for the Babrican. They are still available to you. In the future, you may wish to make further repairs to the keep. We will need coin for supplies and labour. What does being the master of Caed Nua entail? Why, there are many responsibilities involved in maintaining the keep. The extent to which you wish to get involved is entirely up to you, of course. Part of the reason I am here is to ensure that things run smoothly in your absence, provided we have been given instruction. If you instruct me on which repairs you wish to conduct next, or make the necessary arrangements, they may take some time to finish, but each will provide you with additional resources once they are complete. Given somewhere to place them, we can hire tradesmen to provide you with specific supplies or ingredients. Repairing the keep will raise your prestige, and draw both helpful individuals and unwelcome attention from bandits and opportunists. If we can raise the keep's security in turn, these will become less of concern. You should know, however, that the position does come with some risk. Your name will grow in fame, and you must contend with threats to the keep, and then there are other things. Was there anything else, my lord? What did you mean when you said the keep was cursed? Merwald's curse was his own, a watcher's curse, but his predecessors have not fared better. There is a presence within the keep, or rather far beneath it. At least such has been... Excuse me. I really need to drink some water because my voice started cracking. At least such has been the conclusion drawn by all who have come to this place. For what spirits still linger in the endless path oft seek of a master below. Every effort to settle here has failed from the time of your Adrian colonists onward. Beasts rise from the endless path until the new lord or lady is no more. There The one who dwells below, the Master, does not tolerate rivals, it seems. I have seen from time to time interpret explorers descending to lay claim to what answer they can, but none return. This is the force which has kept Caednir and Baron Ruin and robbed me from my hopes. The Endless Path. That, my friend, is where I must go. Where we must go if you will go with me. Where the devils lie beneath. Think to what knowledge we will find. Perhaps this Master speaks Adrian. What are the Endless Paths? The Endless Paths of Ordnua. That is the name given to the labyrinth beneath the keep. We were warned by the Glenfathians that this site was cursed. There is a legend attached to it, though at the time we thought nothing of it. The ruins were built, it is said, by a powerful Engwithan named Ordnua, who ruled there until his people turned against them, destroyed the Endless Path, and filled many of the upper tunnels with salt and stone. Getting emails from something. Alright. Fine. No one living knows how far the tunnels stretch, and few have ventured there and returned. There is much talk of riches and treasure. The promise of Engwithan relics alone has drawn many fortune seekers to their death, I fear. Who is the Master below? I could not say with any certainty. I believe it must be tied to the man said to have been the architect of the Endless Path, the Engwithan tyrant Ordnua. Some claim his spirit endures, or at least has laid a curse upon the site. I cannot imagine much remains of his work, for the ruins have been here 1,000 years or more, but what is left is impressive. The Earl suddenly thought so. You may have seen while below the hand of a great statue Ordnua constructed, perhaps the statue of Ordnua himself. But am I not the Master of Caednir? Of course you are. The keep would have no other, but the Endless Paths are a different thing entirely. It is unfortunate, really, that they are so closely intertwined. If the Master below is not dealt with, there will always be a threat to the keep from within. I know it is much to take in, but if you would remain, if you would be lord of this place, then I can only advise you to seek out this foe before it destroys you. Yes, how can I help? Time to find this queen in the city of Defiance. You must know the queen you're looking for. Defiance Bay has no queen. The Maquins of Arta haven't reigned here since the war. The only queen with any power there is Wardeka. I am told they erected an exquisite temple in her honor there, but I was not able to see it. If you mean to go there, we can get started right away on repairing the Babrican. You need only tell me what you wish to do, and I will make the necessary arrangements. My old kept a ledger, as it happens, and I have taken the liberty of updating it. You could take a look if you wish. Let me see what repairs I can make. Then we'll get underway at once. The steward's voice belies and key incitement. No, my lord, that it is but the first, at least, of many great undertakings. The best support a great many buildings and servants for many years. If you should wish it, we can repair some of the outlying structures, and these will bring you wealth and recognition, drawing people to your service. Rebuilding the defences will keep your guard from becoming overrun, as they did under Melwold's keeping. You need not choose all at once. I am pledged to your aid, so as long as you are master here, we shall always be linked. You need not step upon these grounds to speak with me. Wherever your travels may take you, you can make your will known to me, but you will reach out. If you but reach out. Oh, but first, of course, the Babrican. So this is the key thing. Upgrades to your stronghold cost money and take time to complete. Each upgrade and security or prestige to the stronghold, or add additional functionality like resting bonuses, product-free crafting ingredients, or new stores. Prestige, security, gold. Eastern Babrican gets passive. I mean, of course I would. Requires main keep. Events occur at the stronghold as time lapses. The higher your stronghold's prestige, the more positive the events tend to be. However, a high security is also important as it can help prevent theft and kidnappings. Adventurers are opportunities for your companions and adventurers to earn experience while they aren't in the party. Visitors can affect security and prestige stronghold while they are present. Some events offer rare items for sale during limited periods of time. Spook barracks. Hirelings can help defend your stronghold from expensive collateral damage. In the unfortunate event of an attack, they cost money to maintain, but their cost usually offsets the potential of damage. Hirelings also contribute to the security and prestige of the stronghold, sometimes negatively. No companions available. Oh, we can get one more. That's... So we... main keep. We need to raise some money then. Explore the endless path. That's wonderful, isn't it? Now we've got this stronghold. I'm gonna go apeshit if another one of those ghastly shadows appears. Oh wait, the Eastern Babrican. East, where's that on the map? It's over there. So now we can go rest and find Bay.
Bit to slick your breeches, scholar lad.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
Can't go to any one of these. Alright. Wooden planes. Okay, let's hope nothing really attacks us here.
Let's see what lies this way.
We're just gonna sneak our way over anyway, really. Whew, the suspense is killing me. Okay. A hunter.
Hush, Itumak. We'll just wait a little longer.
A dwarven woman dressed in skins and hides leans against the road marker, face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bear figurine between her feet. A large white furred fox stands at her heels, looks up at you as you approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
What are you waiting for?
Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Your friend is supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know Whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Try something? What exactly are you talking about?
The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitak. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Why can't you find him? There can be many people here in Yoddarwood. He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, didn't I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation, which could be anyone. How long have you been looking for Persok? Her painted brows lower, and her compact muscular frame sags from just an instant. 5 years. So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember, who could be anyone
That
now.
about sums it up.
Why do you have to find him? That's more of a campfire tale. I'm not quite ready to get into that. That must be an important duty.
So I keep reminding myself. Still, it would be nice if important duties came with clearer instructions.
She looks at the Idra figurine in the dirt. How does that statuette figure into it? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it in a small flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished Idra is worn to a dull mat along its arched back, and ovoid hunches. A soft glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitak, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright, for a few hours. But most of the time it looks just like this.
What will you do now?
I can tell you what I won't do again. Rely on miracle peddlers. It was some so-called watcher who sent me to this crossroads in the middle of nowhere in the first place. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Go on.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
May I see the figurine?
Why?
Please?
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles raising your hand. She watches you examine it, but wary, but cautious. You raise the Edra bear, turning it to the night, as your eyes catch a tiny, glinting scratch. The scenery around you melts away. You stand on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You catch the mask of beasts amidst the fresh scent, the musk of beasts, sorry, amidst the fresh scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. You see visions of a cliff high over the water. Does that sound familiar? Your question is greeted with shrugs and silence. Turn the figurine.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
I'm a real watcher. She blinks at you a few times, calculating. I know this sounds strange, but it is the truth.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
Come with me. We've got other business in the area. We could look for Persquad on... Persoc, sorry. On the way.
If this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while. Lead the way.
She tucks the figure into her pouch, and her fox stands shaking its pale coat. Lead the way. Alright. Now this is our complete party. Let's see her inventory now. Can we give her anything more interesting? Perhaps not. Alright.
I'm on the trail.
What is it?
For all of you to be stealthy. West. Just rush it. Anything happens, we're dead. The fine spray intensifies. Woodlawn Bridge. Yes, of course I fucking do. I'm gonna get into this fucking city and have a fucking rest.
Yes.
No. Normal. I can't read. I'm starting to make sounds, which is never good. Please. Thank you. I need to get to the fucking place where the inn is and buy supplies, please. Jesus fucking Christ. I just want some fucking supplies, okay? Just want them. I want to be able to sleep it out.
Defiance Bay, the city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution, now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by White One's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to Enomancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is apparently Act 1 of this game.
The City of Defiance, crown jewel of the Deerwood. If you ask the locals, anyway.
Where can I go to sleep? That sounds like an inn. Please be an inn. And Teddy's apparently hosting me. Yes.
Greetings.
Ah, the man behind the bar is nearly the size of a no-more. A handle protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod. Care for a drink? There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it on broad hand and doesn't drink from it. Can I get a room? I'll show you what I've got. Ah, ain't that the loveliest sound you've ever heard?
Greetings.
Alright. I'll order some refreshments. Oh my god, I can buy a dog. Yeah, alright. And they're still all in fucking money. What the fuck? Who do you think you are? I literally do not care for most of these. Alright. We've got a bit of coin. We don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that. Don't need that. Alright. I actually think this is going to be that for today. We've completed a party of 6 adventurers. We've got me, bottom. We've got Aloth, which is Matthew Mercer number 1. We've got Erda, who is Matthew Mercer number 2. We've got the weird pyromancer priest guy, who is Durance. We've got... wait. Aloth seems lost in thought. He flinches and draws near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
You've been acting... are you...
Of course. Merely processing some of the unusual things we've seen lately. And if Meerwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
There's no point in speculating now.
Perhaps Defiance Bay holds the answers we need.
Let's discuss something else. Any thoughts on what I should do next? Orders to see the living key. Blah, 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 blah.
That old watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
Nah, well, it's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
What was it?
All right. Guess fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden. About how he'd turned against us and fought for Widewind. Been on my mind for some time now. Thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. But hearing claims that he died fighting for Rhea Ceres, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys, I thought, maybe this old Watcher would know how my brother died, so I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Why didn't you ask me for help? Guess 'cause I didn't know you. It's hard to trust a stranger that says he's a watcher.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. A Watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
Really, if I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't have been staring at watchers. Should be starting with records. So why didn't you? You should be prepared that there may be no record of your brother's death. Wouldn't be any worse off then, would I? There thinks for a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about it, whoever in Defiance Bay, they got an archive of the plans.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
Woo.
It's good to be on the road again. A wanderlust is nothing rare in the people of Rauatai, but often I think myself alone in loving the land as much as the sea. What shall we see next, I wonder?
How are you holding up? I'm ready if you are. What is this sacred book you're looking for?
The Tanvi Oratoa. It's not really a book. It's been passed down over the years in the form of a chant. I actually found it a little strange at first, seeing it set down in stone. It's not quite the same as a song of worship, though we have paeans to the gods as well. More a kind of moral guide. It gives us something to aspire to. The, model of a virtuous citizen of Rauatai.
Why, look for it out there.
There have been arguments as to the chant's true interpretation. New translations even. But any rendition of it I find in the ruins of Engwith will predate those translations by 2,000 years. And finding it here also proves that we still have much to gain from trading with other cultures. I'd be lying if I said I'm not looking forward to seeing the look on everyone's faces when I get back. But in the long term, I just think that we can learn a lot from the Engwithians. A civilization like that is something to aspire to. A model for Rauatai as a whole, and not just its people. And I want to prove that all of this is worthwhile. Traveling, seeing the world for what it is. It's been so different from sitting in the Chanter Hall and studying books.
You came all this way just to win an argument?
More or less. It wasn't a popular theory when I suggested it. The idea that we shared the Tanvi Oratoha with some older culture, I mean, doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't help that my family is from the Deadfire Islands. If I had a copper pond for every chanter who suggested that it's just not in my nature to conquer, my siblings, my parents, they make up for it. They build walls and cannons and ships. I've tried to explain. It isn't that I think those things aren't necessary, but if Rauatai closes itself off from trade, turns on its own people over tradition, we will fall behind, and then we'll be the ones getting conquered. I think my father tries to understand at least.
Mm-hmm. You're being haunted by the leaded key. So it seems. It's all rather absurd. What harm could I possibly do to finding this text? Perhaps they didn't like Rauatai. How did this all begin? I ran into them in Arda, or rather they sought me out. In Arda, there were many people who had observed the Engwithian ruins in the Darwood, and I spent some time conferring with experts. In the libraries I found accounts of sites in Ixamithil. It was there I travelled next, but just before I found myself approached by a woman in dark robes, who bade me abandon my studies for my own safety. I ignored her, of course, but I began to have this sense, after that, of being followed. And after that, well, one ambush on the road and I could call misfortune, but three? Who are those people? I thought it only fair to delve into their activities. In turn, I found word of a latent key. But past that, it was all ravings and superstitions. Might as well have gone around asking whether people had ever seen a whale flying through the air. Some might, well, tell me yes, but the validity of their accounts is questionable. I mean, if they've played Metal Gear Solid 5, they have. I seem worried about this. They haven't had much luck. The last one came up to me on Dick's side and slipped on a muddy beam. I tried to catch him. Reflex, I should think, but he went right over my side and down 100 feet. Not really sure what he had in mind, but I doubt that was it. Still has things to tell me. Do you know anything about this place? Copper Lane? I suppose the jest is that you might as well be tossing your coin into the street as you walk. You might find merchants here along with blades for hire. The Goose and Fox is a fair tavern if you like to rest for a while. He draws up beside you, her Fox following at her heels, and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
Sounds like you've been gone from home a long time.
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimak.
Well, that must be exhausting.
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Why do you have to find Persok?
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Elitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Elitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
I see.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
Of course they do, they must. I'd like to believe it, and yet sometimes days go by and I realise that I've crossed my thoughts. Such days are rare, but they happen. She looks away, tugging at the strap of a quiver. It shames me to think of it, but more than that, it scares me.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
No, not clearly. I figured. Most people don't anyway. I suppose that's why I'm supposed to remind Persoc of what he left behind in our village. What do you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Ichimak brushes against her hip. He scratches his head. Recently, there's been a lot of good years. My aunt says we've had fewer clashes with neighbouring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persoc helped establish. In bad years we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusk and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Persoc will get a lot of those arrangements too. He holds up the bare figurine. She. He got this from one of the Omur ships that he used to trade with us. Sounds like Persoc did a lot for your people.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own, though. You feeling the thrill of the chase? Or ready for this to be over? It's too early to tell. Fair enough. She raises and stretches, looking around. Might as well keep moving while you've got some daylight. Let's go. Alright. Now that we've seen all of those conversations, I suppose that will be all for today. That was a good playthrough. I'm starting not to stumble too much. You know? Good stuff. At the beginning of this we had only 3 followers, now we've got 6. Imagine that. I'm gonna play some tunes and all of that stuff. Let's go. Where's me tune? Yeah. Alright. Thanks for watching if you did. I didn't see much people in chat today, if at all. So, yeah. That'll be that for now. See you tomorrow, I guess. No, actually, not tomorrow because there's D&D in the evening. Maybe tomorrow, but earlier. If not, Monday. You know how it works. Alright. See you then.